Transfer some of the remaining balance on the contractor and contingency line item only on some of the HVAC Group 1 sites. To the program escalation contingency, roughly it's almost 3.4 million. Program expenditures, all expenditures are to January 31st. The entire program has encumbered roughly 157 million in contracts, including in-house labor, 10.3 million in change orders. So our total projected commitment is 167 million. Excuse me. Total expended 121 million. Remaining unencumbered is $87 million. Solar. I pretty much just look at the G columns and the I columns. The G column is committed contracts, including contract changes and any projected changes. So we're at 78.5 million there, and the cost to date is 78.3 million. So we've got a couple $100,000 left, probably some outstanding contracts with bills or something that haven't been paid. And we're pretty much closing out on solar though.
There's some more for DSA fees.
Well, I know. I've been turning those in. As we close out, Maria brought up save some money for DSA fees. We've been paying a little bit of fees because due to some of the changes, they increased their fee, and that's how DSA works. So I had to write an $18 check because it increased a little bit. Yeah.
The debt service, I thought I was paying the debt service, so I'm just curious, is that from the credits, or is that?
That's bond issuance costs. It also includes the debt service from the past bonds that the district had that we had to pay. We paid them off. I think it was the bonds. That was done very, very early in the beginning of the program.
Of the Measure C 2010.
Of the Measure C 2010. That was the first thing that
so
they
it's
did.
Got to be
that was in part of the description of what the district was going to do with the money when it was presented to the voters.
Okay. It's got to be the credits. That's the one.
I believe it is the credits.
Oh, that was just
That
the
was
question
the
raised.
thing.
Yeah. That was
Okay.
what it was.
HVAC, we've committed contracts of 32.2, cost to date of 15. Mod, roughly we've only got committed contracts of 251,000 and cost to date of 190,000. Okay, John.
So, my question is on the ALF site, what's the status of that, which is basically the Bay Point master plan, right?
We do this for the committee, since I think you've been involved with all of the Bay Point. For the committees, what John's talking about is that last week? There's a meeting in Bay Point to kind of bring the master planning portion of this to a close. To answer your question directly, I think we're close to finalizing and being done with the master planning portion of the contract that was issued to Knott and Lewis.
Okay.
And that was all that was going to come out of this bond measure, was some of the consultants on the master plan.
For that particular master planning portion of it, yes. I mean, there's still money for Bay Point in the bond program.
So, here's my next question. Of the $141,000 expended to date, cost to date, what have we received for that from Knox Lewis, other than some demographic reports that really they just keep copying and pasting onto the website?
As far as deliverables, that's probably the largest portion that we received. They do expect some
program they come up with to improve the street view of those things, I still don't think it's worth $180,000. Sorry.
So, it is really just a demographics report, so far there's no deliverable.
As far as deliverables received,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, what else is outstanding?
Like I said, there's some schematic drawings that Oculus would be, and the
Do you do
final
any
report.
surveys on the actual condition of the buildings?
Yes, they did do walkthroughs and survey all the buildings,
And they're
looked
going,
at the uses.
and they're going to present a cost estimate of every single
Cost
deficiency.
estimates were not included in this
That's
particular
pretty much
contract,
one of the main reasons to have a master plan.
but it wasn't included in this particular master plan.
Spec, education specifications, do they contract that? Educational specifications.
Just compliance with the current specifications. I don't think they changed the specifications for the master
Oh,
plan.
maybe, okay, so education specifications is something that is for new schools, for major remodels and modernizations that are required later, may or may not be required, it depends on the case, to be submitted also to OPC for funding. And it's actually a good practice, especially when you're going for a major remodel to know what you wanna do. Before you even start thinking about replacing doorknobs or whatever, to actually have educational specifications for different additions. And that's usually a standard part of master plan for a school district.
Let me take a look at what's exactly in there. I know that there was some updates to our existing standards to make sure there's compliance, but there are existing standards that the district has.
Again, that's a little bit different. So what OPSC considers educational specification is different from what a school district considers standards. They all have to comply with the ed code, obviously, but ed specs have very, very particular set of data that has to be gathered, analyzed, put together to comply with the OPSC requirements. So again, master plan is a very, very broad thing, and demographics studies is just 1/10 of a real master plan. So, I mean, the amount of money, 180,000 is just outrageous if that's what
Let
really
me
they're
take a look
getting.
at the contract referendum.
Alright, that would be
But
great.
as you did, we'll do that right away.
Alright, I wanna see the deliverables, yeah. Thank you.
Well, and the other part of it is, and I'm gonna say it again, and I've objected before, because, you know, this committee was told, and I was told, that in the beginning, that the demographic study was part of Lewis's agreement, and you guys said that here, and so did Pete. And then a charge for, you know, whatever it was, 12 grand or whatever, showed up on one of these quarterly reports, and I asked in that meeting, well, hey, wait a minute, what is that? And it, you know, it listed special consultant, and I asked who that was, and you guys said, that it was Jack Schrader. And then I asked, well, wasn't that part of the Lewis agreement? And Mitchell, you said yes, that was a typographical error that was on the report. And that you guys would back it out the next time, and then the next time, it was back on the report, and then the board approved more money for Jack Schrader to do the same thing, so, you know, now we're up to $22,000, and it's not a lot of money, but, you know, it's somebody's